Hello, my gorgeous, joyous Geminis. Welcome, welcome. It is Sachi the Scorpio, and I'm here to deliver your guided healing tarot for the month of July. Please like, comment, and subscribe. The more energy that you send to me, the more energy that I can send to you. And thank you so much for all of your support. Consistently, Gemini, you have been in the top 3 for quite some time now, and I super duper appreciate that. You are 3rd place this month, so you will be getting 11% off for the extended video if it resonates and you would like to watch the second half. So anyway, let's jump into it, Gemini. This is what came out in the cleansing ceremony. We had the child that I was meant to be. Okay, so this is telling me that you're doing some inner child healing. You're really coming to grips with who you were expected to be from the time that you were a very small child. The expectations that your caregivers, that society, that school, or whatever sort of institution or people within institutions expected you to be. As you can see, this is, being nurtured from a seed, and it feels like you are reassessing where you are now based on sort of these expectations that people had put you in, and now you're reassessing about how your inner child really feels about where you are now as an adult. This is a full moon, so it is telling me that there is a lot of emotionally charged energy here and that there is a lot to release. This is a number 8, which is telling me that this is some sort of cycle that has been repeating. I'm hearing like through your lineage over and over again. And then we had fated to suffer. Okay, so for some of you, I feel like that is part of how you grew up, and what was taught to you is that you are meant to suffer in some sort of way. Like, to grow up is to suffer. Life's tough. This, all of these. Let's bring some more light in here. It's this concept of like original sin, like you're born bad, like you are bad, and then you have to kind of make up for it. That sort of, shame-based programming that is put into a lot of children, like you're bad unless you do this, right? Unless you behave, unless you get straight A's, unless you be quiet and stop moving, and right? So I'm definitely feeling a lot of these inner child programming about that life is basically meant to suffer in some sort of way. Okay, we had which is not the case, right? This is the Black Mirror, so we're looking into a little bit of shadow work this month. We have the Knight of Pentacles in reverse, and when this came out, I heard like this is not moving forward. Like there have been so many blockages. Either something isn't moving forward, or it's moving so slowly that it feels like if it was going any slower, it'd be going backwards, basically. And we had the Ace of Wands in reverse, which again is emphasizing that there is no movement forward. And then we had the Hanged Man and the Death card. There's something else about this Ace of Wands too. It's a very masculine energy in reverse. So I feel like, and Wands for me is Kundalini. So I feel like the Kundalini is kind of being drained. It's not able to move forward because the Kundalini isn't able to move forward. We have the Hanged Man here, which the Hanged Man is a dead end, right? Especially in this deck, as you can see, this person is trapped there for an eternity under many spells and such, right? Sometimes the Hanged Man can mean a different perspective, but for me, it's like you have to accept some sort of dead end there and accept defeat and try, go on a new path and allow it to truly end. The Hanged Man is like what people think the Death card is. Right? People think death is the end, but no, death is actually, right? It's a Scorpio card. It means rebirth. So, that's that 8, that's that cycle repeating. But the Hanged Man says, no, this is something that needs to end. And then with death coming out in reverse, it's telling me that this is not meant to be reborn. This actually needs to be an ending. So it feels like the reason why something isn't moving forward is because it's supposed to end and not start again. We had Drowsy using sinister suggestion. So I am getting that there has been some sort of sinister suggestion in your third eye here. Okay. And drowsy, it could have been maybe something while you were sleeping, perhaps. It could be maybe a psychic or something like that. With Parasect using colorful spores, I am getting that the sinister suggestion has something to do with a parasitic relationship as it relates to your heart chakra. And like how do I want to put this? Whenever spores come out, I always get how you can like spore out and touch many different heart chakras. For some people, it might be something to do with like, I'm seeing a rainbow, so maybe LGBTQ, like pride sort of stuff. I'm not sure here. But yeah, anyway, it's a sinister suggestion about some sort of parasitic relationship in the heart chakra. And then we had Anorith, yeah, coming out using restored barrier. So when this came out, like Anorith comes from a fossil, and whenever there's fossil energy, I always take it as your ancestors. And we are in Cancer season, which is all about ancestral, you know, karma and trauma. And it feels like with restored barrier, there is a fight and a barrier has been placed, and it feels like it's from your ancestors. Yeah, it even says here, a Pokemon ancestor that was reanimated from a fossil. Yeah, so literally it feels like your ancestors have kind of come up and blocked this situation from moving forward. And with Barbuncle using hand block, it's even getting even more like they're blocking it in your water so that it can't, like, it's a restored barrier and a hand block. And for me, as you can see, the hands with the eyes and stuff, right, that has to do with the evil eye, which is like jealousy. So it feels like there might be someone who is like jealous of you in some sort of way, and your ancestors have really stepped in here to put their foot down and really fight against whatever this energy is, so that it can't repeat. And I feel like you are really breaking some sort of ancestral pattern that has been passed to you. So Gemini, whew, already pretty intense here. Happy Cancer season, right? Happy retrograde season. Finally, Mercury is no longer retrograding in your constellation, Gemini, but we do have Saturn retrograding in Aquarius, Pluto retrograding in Capricorn, Jupiter and Neptune retrograding in Pisces. Jupiter will be moving back to Aquarius not too far from now. So, right, retrograde seasons are a lot of old cycles come back to be, you know, rehashed and so on. So, yeah, hopefully this retrograde season is treating you well. I hope you enjoyed the rest of your birthday. And now we are in Cancer season. Happy Cancer season. So, you know, last month for your birthday, we looked into the more mental aspect. Now we're going to be looking into more of the emotional aspect. So this month, what we're going to do is we're going to take a look into how are you feeling? What are you feeling? Then we're going to see what is the emotional root of the situation. And then in the extended, we're going to take a look at how we heal the emotional root. And then we are going to take a look, of course, how to help manifest your highest vibrational timeline. So like I said, please enjoy 11% off the extended. The promo code is THIRD, THIRD, all capital letters. Thank you so much again, Gemini, for all of your support. I super duper appreciate it. And I noticed that you guys you've been in the top 3 for quite some time, and I forgot to mention you will also be getting a twin flame bonus later this month, so keep your eyes peeked out for that. Hit the bell if you haven't already. All right, so let's see here, Gemini. Okay, well, a bunch wants to come out. So this is the Dark Mirror. I saw the Obsession card, so there could be some sort of obsession here, perhaps with shadow work maybe, but let's see what's going on. How is Gemini feeling right now? Calling in the storm in reverse. So I feel like so the Obsession card is like someone staring at their phone, and I feel like you're obsessing about other things in order to not deal with some sort of storm. I feel like you want some sort of peace. Yeah, I won't cry for you. I feel like you're trying not to call in the storm because you don't want to feel your feelings about something. It's funny because we actually have a storm today, and I closed the windows because it got so loud. We have like a flash flood actually, and the storm is being called in. So I was even feeling that, like, okay, maybe Gemini is like crying a lot. You know, it is Cancer season, right? 'Tis the season to cry. And so I was like, oh, they must be in their feels, but it feels like you're actually trying to avoid that storm because you don't want to cry. You don't want to let the emotions run through you. All right, let's see here. What's going on? Magician in reverse. Yeah, something did not manifest for you. Anytime the Magician is coming out in reverse, there can be some, like, you know, nefarious sort of stuff. If you have Scorpio placements or are dealing with a Scorpio, I suggest you check that out. It's called Breaking Black Magic. But let's see, we have the Five of Pentacles. Yeah, you don't want to feel some sort of rejection about something that didn't manifest. So it could be that, you know, maybe you didn't have the proper ingredients or something in order to move forward. But yeah, with the Five of Pentacles coming out in reverse, like Five of Pentacles is a physical rejection of like being told no, basically, in the physical world. You know, that's like, you know, I want to be your lover. No. I want to get that house. No. I want to get that job. No. Da, da, da. So whatever the rejection was, whatever didn't come to fruition, you're trying not to accept that reality, basically. You don't want to feel that feeling of being rejected. Let's see, what's the light energy? We have Golette, Dynamic Punch in reverse, and Explode using Ambush. So yeah, Golette using Dynamic Punch. I just feel like you don't want to be hurt by this, basically, with Dynamic Punch. Like, you feel like this could kind of hit you from multiple angles, and that it could really ambush you, and you're not really, you don't want that to happen. Like, it's fighting type, so you're fighting back this ambush that could happen, and Explode is, you know, a crying, you know, yelling, screaming type energy. And perhaps in the past, like, you know, when a storm of this nature, maybe you understand the kind of storm that can be inside of you, and when it overtakes you, you kind of go, ah, you know what I mean? Like, it really overtakes you. And so I feel like this avoiding of trying to fight against this energy. It says, these Pokemon are thought to have been created by a science of an ancient and mysterious civilization. So that definitely gives me kind of starseed vibes, to be honest. So some of you might have some like imprinting from like starseed sort of stuff about ancient civilization. I'm also getting like this is part of the ancestral like pattern, or sometimes we call them ancestral curses, because they're kind of ingrained into us without our consent, right? That's about, you remember how we talked about like the childhood programming, like the child I was meant to be, and maybe, you know, as a child you grew up like, no, don't cry, don't be a wimp, don't this, right? Don't stomp your feet and, you know, throw a hissy fit. You know, you're not allowed to feel your feelings. You're not allowed to express them, or to show anger, or to stomp your feet or yell. You know what I mean? And I feel like that was passed to you through your ancestors. It's like an ancestral curse where, you know, they were never allowed to express their emotions. So then they imposed that upon you. And now you're kind of stuck in that energy of like, no, I'm not going to cry. I'm not going to let it out. But at the same time, you're not actually feeling this loss or rejection. It says, its roar in battle shakes the ground like a tremor, or like an earthquake has struck. Yeah, I feel like you have like an earthquake inside you. It's so funny. I have not thought about this music in forever, but there's like a song by The Used called Earthquake, and it says she has like an earthquake on her mind. Oh, that's bringing me back to my preteen days. And I feel like that's kind of what it is. Like, you have an earthquake on your mind, but you're not letting it run through your emotions. It's just sort of staying in your mind, and you're kind of avoiding it to get into your water. Let's see what's the shadow here. Bronzor using Ram. So for some of you, it could be an Aries sort of situation, or perhaps there is a lot of Aries energy in your family where it's like, you know, buckle up, you know. But Aries is also the baby, right, of the zodiac. It's the first sign, it's the birth. And I'm getting more so that this was like really ingrained into you since you were a baby. Like maybe even in the crib when you were crying, like when your parents or caregivers went to get you, it was like, stop crying, you know, like literally since the time you came out of the womb, you were just told to like shut up, basically. Don't make noise, don't do this, right? And especially being a Gemini, you have a lot of energy, right? You want to talk, you want to scream, you want to cry, you want to stomp your feet, you want to you know, bang your hands on things. You're a Gemini, of course you are, right? Mutable air, shiz, you know what I mean? So I feel like since the time you were born, there's just this like energy of like, no, no, no. It says, it appears in ancient runes. The pattern on its body doesn't come from any culture in the Galar region, so it remains shrouded in mystery. Yeah, so again, we have this aspect of like ancient things here. So I really am getting that it's your ancestors that are really coming in, and this is like an ancestral pattern. For some of you, it's talking about not from any culture, you know, that you may know, and it's shrouded in mystery. So maybe some of you never knew like your biological parents, or this is coming from, again, like kind of a star seed family, or like parts of your genome that maybe you aren't aware about, or something like that. Very interesting energy, Gemini, coming in here. I'm also getting that none of your family really recognizes these patterns as such. Like, it's just a mystery to them. All right, let's see what's the emotional root of the situation. There's something about being bronze, or like using bronzer, like the makeup or something. Okay, let's see. Addicted in reverse. So with this 5 of Pentacles in reverse, right, which is this sort of like rejection or whatever, I feel like there is this energy of like, I can't be addicted to anybody. Like, I don't care if I get rejected. I'm not, how do I want to put this? It's funny because I once had this friend with a Gemini stellium, and she once told me, like, oh, I can't get addicted to anything because nothing can hold my attention span for that long. And she was talking about wine, as she drank wine every single day. Oh, I'm not addicted. Like, oh, okay. But hold on, is it in here? No, okay. But yeah, I feel like there's a rejection of like, no, I'm not going to be addicted to this. And you may feel that if you allow yourself to feel that you were rejected, it was like, oh, okay, well then I still want something more from it. You know, let's find out. Tell me why that addicted is in reverse. Hermit. Yeah, there's definitely some shadow work doing here. It's possible that you are breaking addiction cycles in your family as well. And it might be like, it could be substances and things like that, but honestly, I'm getting more emotional patterns of addiction. And it might be that you've seen like a lot of codependent sort of things, and so you've become sort of hyper independent of like, no, I'm not letting that influence my feelings at all, because you've seen sort of like the opposite. Because the Hermit is talking about really withdrawing and going into one's soul. It's when you take all your energy out of a situation and you go inward and you look towards the light inside of yourself. This is shadow work itself. So it looks like at the root is shadow work. Woo, King of Pentacles. Could be a masculine coming in, Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo. Tell me more. Or it could be just your divine masculine energy when it comes to the physical realm. So you might be needing to do shadow work about your relationship with money, the relationship with your body, the relationship with just the material realm in general. Let's see, the Star and the 8 of Cups. Okay, yeah. So there could be some sort of addiction to the physical realm. Like, okay, what is going to fulfill me are things in the physical. If I have a good body, if I have a partner with a good body, if I'm beautiful, if I, right, there's this aspect of bronzer, which I was kind of getting makeup, very surface value sort of things. If I have money, if I have this, like, I'll be good. You know what I mean? Like, money can't hurt me is what I'm hearing. Like, I'm not going to be emotionally addicted to anyone. Like, I'm not going to let physical rejection harm me, and therefore I won't feel it. But it's telling me that this is not aligned with the Star in reverse, because with the 8 of Cups, this is a cycle that is repeating emotionally where you are constantly left unfulfilled. Okay. And, you know, even if you are being the King of Pentacles yourself, right? Whether you're attracting it or you're emanating it yourself. And if you're emanating it, likely you are attracting it, right? So I will say, Gemini, congratulations. Your divine masculine energy when it comes to the physical is really great. But there's some shadow work that needs to be done about the rest of yourself. That's not just the physical. And with the Eight of Cups, like time after time, it's like your cups and your plate just feel empty. It's not actually nourishing your soul. You may have a bunch of wine, right? You may have a lavish charcuterie board sort of thing, but the soul is left empty over and over again. And the Eight of Cups teaches us that you have to learn when to walk away from emotional cycles that are no longer fulfilling. And let's see. Tell us more. Okay. Buried treasure hunt. So much wants to come out, and look, we have the dark energy and dark rat-a-tat-ta. There is a lot of dark energy that really needs to be dealt with here. There's a lot of shadow work at the emotional root. We have Furret using buried treasure hunt. So this is telling me, you know, the true treasure is inside of you, right? Anytime it's like going into a cave, I always take that as, you know, going into the hermit mode, okay? And you know, buried treasure hunt, maybe you think this treasure of this gold or bronze, right? Like the money or the body is going to make you happy or something like that. But that's not the true buried treasure hunt. The true buried treasure hunt is in the soul, you know, and you find your star alignment. And I'm feeling this sort of star seed energy come in. It says, the mother puts its offspring to sleep by curling around them. It corners foes with speed. Yeah, so it feels like there could be maybe a codependent relationship with the mother, and it's like, I'm not going to be like that. It's talking about the mother like curling up around the children. So I feel like there was this sort of overprotective, overbearing sort of mothering presence here. Let's see what's the shadow. Solar plexus coming out stuck. So this definitely has to do with your sense of self and who you think you are, right? The solar plexus is where our willpower is. The solar plexus is also the chakra of like, this is who I am as an individual, as a unique person, and this is what I stand for in my individuality. When your solar plexus is too tied to someone else, if someone asks you like, who are you? And you say, oh, I'm this person's son or this person's daughter, right? That means your solar plexus is too connected to that parent. And there definitely is some sort of solar plexus chakra, you know, energy that is stuck at the emotional root of who you actually believe that you are. And it feels like it started from the mother or mother figure in your life somehow smothering you. I'm hearing and also getting you to shut up. Jeez. Wow. I'm sorry, Gemini. Yeah, the thunder. I'm just going to take the first one here. There is a lot. I mean, I'm getting that there's a lot of darkness from the past that is coming up. I'm hearing that we're just scratching the surface here right now. This is not something that is a quick fix. But we have Binnacle using double scratch. So I feel like this applies to two different people. It started with the mother or mother figure, but it actually applies to someone else in your life as well. You might have relived that relationship that you had with a mother or mother figure with somebody else, whether it was a friend or a romantic interest. Because double scratch is telling me it does apply to two different situations that your solar plexus is not balanced about. And this is fighting energy, and it's because there's fighting energy in your sacral chakra, which is the one right below it. So if the one right below it isn't balanced, there will be blockages, you know, in the solar plexus. It says two binnacle live together on one rock. When they fight, one of them will move to a different rock. Yeah, so you know, one of you may have moved. There may have been some sort of separation here. And of course, you know, there is that separation from the mother, right, when you move out for the first time. But then there's also a separate situation where you were connected to somebody here. It seems like in the sacral chakra, which is where you emotionally and sensually connect to others, especially through root chakra means, if you know what I mean. And it seems like whatever sort of connection was there, even though there was a separation, you're still tied through the solar plexus in not a very healthy way. Whew. Okay, so like I said, in the extended, we will see how we can heal the emotional root of this situation. And then we will also take a look, of course, how to manifest your highest vibrational timeline. But let's see what wants to take us into the extended for our dear Geminis. Adjustments are required. Yeah, I mean, we see that something needs to change, right? We saw that the Hanged Man situation came out. It was like, you know, something really needs to end and it doesn't need to repeat again. And so this emotional cycle that has been going on is not aligned, and adjustments really are required. And we need to look at the bigger picture here with the full moon in Sagittarius. So it looks like we're going to get a little bit deeper and look into the bigger picture of the situation of how we can actually heal this emotional root. So if you would like to follow me into the extended, like I said, please enjoy 11% off with the promo code THIRD, THIRD. And I hope to see you there. But if we part ways here, good luck with the situation, Gemini. I am sending you so much love, a big hug, and a kiss on your third eye. Mwah.